Next up is Bloc.
We all set? Okay. If we look back through human history, we'll notice that there were 3 mass professions. First, we had hunting, then we had agriculture, and right now, we have manufacturing. Coding is the next mass profession, and at Bloc, we want to be the best place to learn how to code by teaching people how to build web applications. So I have a friend, Alex. This is Alex. There he is. And Alex has a great idea for a web application that he wants to build. Unfortunately, having never done this before, he has no idea what he's getting himself into. And if you've done the same thing, you know what I'm talking about. So Alex tried for several months to get this done, and he gave up because it was too difficult. So we saw this happening, and we said, this is a problem that needs fixed. And we're going to fix this in 3 ways. The first thing we did was we built a guide. So this is the guide. Alex doesn't need to go out and search for how to learn to code anymore. Everything Alex needs to know is right here in the guide. If he gets confused, he can watch a screencast, and he walks away with a big idea. So compare this to his previous setup, which looked like this, and that doesn't look like a fun way to learn how to program. I don't think anybody here would want to look at that. The second thing we did to make coding easy is we built an editor right in the browser. So this is the editor. Alex has nothing to install. There's nothing to set up, no software. Everything he writes, all of his code, it goes right there in the editor. Now let's compare this to his previous setup, which looked like this, and that's not very good either. This is just too intimidating for a beginner. A black screen, a bunch of red text, that's no good. So we threw that out, we got rid of that, and that was the editor. Now the third thing we did to make coding easy is we built tasks. So a lot of people teach programming bottom up, which is like, hey, here's a Ruby variable, or here's a Ruby loop. And that's not a very exciting way to learn how to code either. With tasks, it's a very guided process. It's more like, here's a web application, here's how you build it. These are the steps you do to build them. So Alex, for example, one of the tasks he completes, which is in most web applications, is to build a registration form. Now, once he passes his tasks, he gets to watch his application, his creation, come to life. So this is what he just built, and he gets to see that. Now, after Alex completes a series of these tasks, he gets to see a full working web application running live on the internet. Let's see what that looks like. So Alex can share this with his friends. This is an actual application on the internet that we deployed on his behalf. Now, he can send that URL to his friends. They can type it in. Hey, look, it's catnap. So Alex is no longer frustrated, and he's probably going to be a billionaire in a couple weeks because Airbnb for cats. Why didn't I think of that? And he's learning how to code, and he's having fun doing it. He's staying engaged. So we're Bloc. We're launching today at trybloc.com by invitation only. You can use this code right here. That's LNCH. And we're raising $500,000. If you want to get an invite code that you can use with up to 2 of your friends, come find me afterwards, and we'll give one to you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Sure.
I think it's really well done.
Thank you.
I'm a fan of Code Academy as well, so I want to get your thoughts on that.
Sure.
And then also on mobile application development, wherever you could see this also working on I'd like to be able to actually build an app from a mobile app.
Sure.
Which would be Bloc. So
that's a really good question. It's probably the first one we get asked is, how are you different from Code Academy? Yeah. And like I was saying before, a lot of, not just Code Academy, a lot of blogs take the bottom-up approach, and they teach you, here's Ruby loops and here's all that. We take the opposite, which is, here's a web application that looks interesting, for example, Airbnb for cats, and we say, you're going to build this. And they go through their tasks, and then we deploy it for them. And then so the second question you asked was about the iPhone. And yeah, it would be awesome to get like an iPhone simulator in the browser, and you could just build it right there from the browser.
More feedback from the panel?
I think it's very cool. Very cool. A lot of the companies that we've seen so far, I think, have a common issue, which is picking something that is kind of the tip of the spear that's going to get them into people's awareness. And you kind of have two very different, well, it looks like two very different things, at least to me. One is education, and the other is this really cool kind of online development environment.
Right.
And they're two really cool things that could stand on their own, but if you try to do both of those really well, I mean, what's the thing you want to be known for?
I think just being able to learn how to code is the number one thing. And so to address the education issue, like it is an entirely separate problem to solve. And so, for example, we have our own software to write these courses, and we want to allow professors and like authors of books and other people to write the courses. So at some point, we're not going to be focused as much on the writing the content. Other people can do that. But the development, just setting up a development platform or environment is really hard to do.
So it's really a platform for people to develop courses on computer science.
Sure.
That makes it more accessible to everybody.
Yeah.
So somebody could come in, a professor, anyone could come in that's interested and create a course. Ultimately, that's your idea.
Sure.
That's very cool.
Thanks.
Definitely needed.
How are you guys charging?
So it's going to be a premium paid subscription model, which just means we'll give you a few courses for free. For the more advanced stuff, you just pay us a monthly fee.
What do you think that monthly fee will be? What does Code Academy charge? Codecademy, I should say.
Codecademy doesn't charge right now. There's free courses, but we'll charge $20 a month.
So like lynda.com or something.
Right, exactly.
In terms of pricing. Great. Any more questions?
Cool.
Yeah.
Although you could use a Wufoo form instead of actually building your own form. But other than that, I thought it was great. I thought it was really needed.
Thank you.
Awesome. Let's hear it for Bloc. Well done. Oh, look, a little promotion. A little Bloc. Oh, look at that marketing. Okay.